storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
Storm Chasers, day 2 of the Diddy trial has wrapped and is completed. All right, and normally we would have been like live early in the morning to like live react to it or whatever. But for whatever reason, your boy was knocked out for whatever reason. And so I thought about it and I said, you know what? We'll just go live after they finish, and then that way we can recap, and we ain't got to just be sitting on here with dead air for hours and hours and hours and hours. So nonetheless, okay, make sure you get your subscription to stormmonroetv.com, stormmonroetv.com, because over there on stormmonroetv.com, I actually have the link to the documents, okay, from Cassie's attorney that basically stated that she did not want the Freakoff tapes to be able to be seen by the public. Pretty much, she wanted to make sure that those Freakoff tapes were sealed, and if I remember correctly, she didn't even want them actually shown in court. But nonetheless, I have the link to those documents on stormmonroetv.com. All you got to do is copy and paste the link. Okay, you go over to the blog section, and there it is. Not my website looking like a real website. Not my website looking like a real website. Not my website looking like a real website. Not my website looking like the news. Of course it is, baby. The jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Now, with all that being said, okay, shout out to Inner City Press because he actually got the documents first. And so since he's keeping them behind the paywall, I have to keep them on a paywall as well. I can't show the documents over here on YouTube. That's just the way it works once somebody puts something behind the paywall. So nonetheless, okay, we're going to go ahead and view what happened at the courthouse this morning. Shout out to the Armand Wiggins Show. You can catch him on Instagram, YouTube, and I believe Twitch as well. And then, of course, Twitter, too. It was some mayhem outside the courthouse this morning. Now, to some people, this seemed very aggressive and abrasive and like, oh, my God, are they going to fight? To me, I just say, welcome to New York. This is every day in New York. You know, this is every day in New York City. Damn, shit, I love the city. I ain't even gonna lie. Do I need to go to New York? Maybe. Kind of miss New York. Anyway, let's play this clip and we're gonna get into it. Let's go.
Who the fuck do you think you giving direct orders to? I can be as loud. I'm out fucking side, white boy.
Hey, thank you, Faith. Thank you, Faith.
You're the enemy. You're the blue-eyed devil, motherfucker. You got it coming. You got it coming. You got it coming. You fucking blue-eyed devil. Like, hey, man.
Now he called him a blue-eyed devil. So it was some police officer trying to give some orders. And if you've never been to New York, you would not understand. You don't tell a New Yorker what to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like New York, like the whole Northeast of the United States, they don't take orders. Like, and they don't necessarily look at law enforcement the way people do, like in the Midwest or the South. Or even like on the West Coast, they cuss out the police in front of other police. They tell them, yo, suck my dick, yo. Like they will say that to the cops. They really don't care. And they stand on business at all times. So people was gagging at this online. And once again, shout out to the Armand Wiggins Show. I was just looking at this shit like, damn, this is just another day in the city. And really, that's lightweight. That's lightweight. For real, for real. That's not a law to cut. Exactly. But like, you know, down south, they have a fear of the po-po, so they wouldn't do all that. But up there, oh yeah, they'll tell you, kiss my, really it's more suck my dick, yo. That's really what it is. And they will slap the shit out of you quick. Like, always be on ready. You know what? I feel like low-key hockey. If I go up there and spend like 5 years in the city, I would be a whole new nigga. I always say that, but I feel like if I move to the city and just stay there like 5 years, I feel like I would be a whole new nigga. I feel like I would be this would be a totally different show. This would literally turn into a totally different show. Anyway, let me finish playing this clip.
Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Thank you. Thank you. My first victim. I'm about to prove that homosexuality. I'm gonna prove to everybody that homosexuality is a sin against God. All right. Doing business with him. What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck do you think you giving direct orders to? I can be as loud. I'm out fucking side, white boy. You the enemy. You the blue-eyed devil, motherfucker. You got it coming. You got it coming. You got it coming. You fucking blue-eyed devil. Got it coming. Hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Thank you. Thank you. My first victim. I'm about to prove that homosexuality. I'm gonna prove to everybody that homosexuality is a sin against God. All right. Doing business.
Anyway, I thought that was absolutely hilarious, and believe me, we are going to see more and more of these incidences down there at the trial. This trial's supposed to be 8 weeks long. Before the end of the 8 week, yeah, he old school for real, Kiana. Blue-eyed devil, oh, he old school for real, for real. He might be one of them 5%ers, one of them Hebrew Israelites. He might be Lord Jamar's cousin. I don't know, but I'm here to let you know. I'm here to let y'all know that by the end of the 8 weeks, somebody gonna get into a fight down here at this courthouse. I don't know if it's gonna be, somebody from the Combs camp, I don't know if it's gonna be one of the celebrities, if it's gonna be the YouTubers, the podcasters. It's a whole lot going on. Before the 8 weeks is up, somebody's gonna be scrapping, getting their hair pulled, getting their ass beat down by the courthouse. Watch. I'm telling you. Y'all also got to remember, in addition to this, in addition to the tensions being high because of this court case right now, hey, shout out to Miss Kathy. In addition to all the mayhem that's down there, y'all do got to remember, a lot of these YouTubers, podcasters, streamers that's there covering this, they have beef with each other too. Somebody gonna crash out before all this shit's said and done. I'm calling it now. It's only day 2. All right. So let's move over to Hip Hollywood. Shout out to them. You can find them on Instagram. Okay, they gave a recap, and then we're going to actually go into the Inner City Press's live updates that he gave, and we're going to read through them. Let's go.
The United States versus Sean Combs. As you probably have heard, Cassie Ventura has taken the stage. Very, very pregnant, yes, right? She's ready to pop. Yeah, she's probably weeks away from giving birth. She on a brown dress. Form-fitting. She rubbed her belly a few times, had a tissue, but she wasn't very emotional. No. But I think she talked very slowly, very clearly. And really what they wanted to do was have her paint a picture. So we're going to kind of walk you through some of the things that she talked about. Right off the top, she just describes, she met Sean when she was very, very young. She was still modeling at the time. And she signed a 10-album deal to Bad Boy, but only released 1 album.
Now, mind you, yes. We've already talked about that on the show as well. That was necessarily not new news. He signed her to a 10-album deal, an absolutely predatory contract. That was to keep her enslaved, that was to keep her locked in. And Cassie was never brought into the music industry to be a singer. She was brought in to be his girlfriend. And when you talk to women that make music, that have either gotten into the industry, tried to get into the industry, left the industry, whatever, they'll let you know these producers, these executives, like if they take a liking to you, number one, they don't want to just fuck you once. It's got to be multiple times and multiple people that run through you. Number 2 or number 3, they want you to be their girlfriend. So it don't be about, I want to make you a star. It be, I really want you to just be my girlfriend. And they want to use you for sex. Really think about it. You're not my girlfriend, so now I'm getting sex out of you. We doing all kinds of crazy orgies together. I got you performing, so I got you making money for me. And you look good on my own. Like you are completely serving. You are completely you a fucking slave, ho. How about that? That's what it is. You a slave. I also got some more inside information from someone that was in the industry, and I just want to read this to y'all. Okay, I just want to read this to y'all. Now, this is not necessarily about the women. This is about the men that's in the industry. This is someone in the industry. Storm, hey, I just want to let you know a lot of things that you're hearing about in this Diddy case actually do happen. I want y'all to listen to me when I read this to you now, okay? Because y'all call me a conspiracy theorist. They call me a conspiracy theorist. And now all this shit is out, okay? So I want to let you know that in this industry, you got to either lose your manhood or worship the GOAT. It really all depends. It really all depends on who you have around you at the time when you're brought into the industry. Some people have more protection than others, but nonetheless, okay, some typos. Nonetheless, you either have to give up your manhood or pray to the GOAT. And I said, what? Yes, like literally, it is in people's contracts that, oh my God. It is in some of these people's contracts that they have to pray to the GOAT. I said, who's the GOAT? Satan. Like literally, you are paid to promote Satan. In some people's contracts, they are literally, bold letters, literally forbidden from saying the words Jesus Christ. Okay. They said, think Little Uzi. Now, not speaking on the breaking in your manhood, because we're going to get to that in a minute. But if you do promote Satan, worship Satan, the GOAT, Lucy, Lucifer, etc., they'll make sure you have all the materials you want, and they'll make sure that you stay on, that you will always be relevant and always able to make money. Then I went back to the manhood thing, and I'm like, okay, what do you mean by take your manhood? Like, what exactly does that mean? That means that you might have to get fucked, or they want you to fuck somebody or a certain type of person. And then you are paid to promote negative content, negative imagery. So then I said, okay. Oh, so let me back up. They still didn't specify like what kind of person, what type of person. I think that means like a trans. That's what I think. I think like if they can usher a man in and get you to sleep with a trans and get that on tape and then hold that as leverage over your head. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. I could be off. I don't know, because I've never gotten that deep in the industry. Like, even though a lot of people have been in my DMs, I've had invites. A lot of them really don't fuck with me like that. And now I understand the reason why they don't fuck with me like that is because I ain't got no skin in the game. I ain't gave up no ass to nobody. I ain't sucked nobody dick. Ain't nobody got me on tape getting fucked in my ass. I don't pray to a GOAT. I don't pray to Lucifer. I don't pray to Satan, nothing like that. So, you know, I would have to do something to get trust in that way. So basically, like, imagine the industry is like, imagine a big ass house, a mansion, and that's the industry and everything that's going on. And I'm like on the outside like this. And every now and then, somebody that comes out the house might fuck with a nigga, share a video, talk to me, give me some tea, maybe give me an interview. But I can't really get in there because I don't have no skin in the game. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Ain't nobody fucked me. So it's just like, who the fuck is this nigga? He ain't one of us. Boom. So then I asked my source, I said, okay, just out of curiosity, you know, I'm a streamer, blogger, whatever, right? I said, what would they want me to do? You know what I mean? Like, when you look at like the Kaisenets, the Drewskis that have fully crossed over to mainstream, when you're able to have Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart come spend a night at your house, like it's nothing. When you can call Shaquille O'Neal on the phone, like that's a whole nother thing. So I don't have those kind of connects. So I just wanted to know, okay, what would they require me to do? Just hypothetical. And same thing, get fuck somebody or a certain type of person. And they would definitely want a portion of your revenue, sometimes even in perpetuity. And I said in perpetuity, I didn't seen that word before. So then, okay, let's go definition of perpetuity in contracts. And in legal, business, and context, perpetuity in a contract means forever or an indefinite period of time. It describes agreements, rights, or obligations that continue without a defined end date unless explicitly terminated or limited by law or agreement. This implies a lasting commitment, often with significant legal and business implications. So it's looking like pretty much they would want to own a bit of me forever. And now this ain't got nothing to do with like the music business, but that also made me think of like the WWE. So when you sign up, when you are a WWE superstar or whatever, your name is forever owned by Vince McMahon, right? So wherever you use that name that they give you, because you don't use your legal name usually, whatever name they give you, wherever you make money at, they get a bit of that. And that kind of made me think of that, because Dwayne Johnson had to literally ask for his name back. And that's why even when you look at billboards, you don't see The Rock or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you just see Dwayne Johnson. So in this industry, like your name is everything. Like your name is everything. Because to tell me that because I was a WWE superstar and we 15 years later and you still getting a cut of my name, like that's wild to me. That's wild. Anyway. But then maybe that's why they changed their name so much within the industry. Maybe that's why. Okay, so moving right along from that. Once again, if you want to see those documents from Cassie's attorney, you got to go over to stormmonroetv.com. Okay, the link is provided for you, and just copy and paste into a browser. Okay, moving right along from that, we'll go over to the Inner City Press, and we're going to read through what happened in court. Okay, all right. Okay, so shout out to the Inner City Press this morning. He released this on Twitter. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn this oven off real quick. Hold up, y'all. One second. All right. Boom. Okay. So this was from, this is a request to be filed under seal by email. United States versus Combe. Dear John Submarinian, the government is in receipt of the defendant's April 15, 2025 request for a Rule 17 subpoena for materials from victim 4 and respectfully requests to respond by Friday, April 18, 2025. In making this request, the government notes that the proposed subpoena is inconsistent with the guidance provided by the court at the April 14th, 2025 conference in this matter. At that conference, the court advised defense counsel that a broad request for materials from victim 4 would present issues and that counsel should therefore be rightful shot about what you are asking for and point to specific items of relevance that you believe exist and have not been turned over and are not in Mr. Combs' possession and confer with the government to see if they can assist in any way in getting you some of these materials. Despite this clear guidance, the defendant made no attempt to confer with the government, instead submitting a broad request that on its face is the exact kind of general fishing expedition prohibited by Rule 17, United States versus Nixon, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this was somebody else that wanted their shit filed under seal. And I'm trying to think, was this actually Cassie's stuff or no? She's not victim number 4, though, I don't think. Hold up. Anyway, okay, we're going to move right along from that. Whoever victim 4 is trying to get some shit sealed, too. Okay. And they were sending these documents to keep them under seal. They were sending these requests, like, after midnight. I guess so the press wouldn't see it in real time. Okay, so victim 4, whoever this is, I'm gonna just skip to the middle of the document. Victim 4 wishes to testify under a pseudonym, aka a fake name. The risk of harm to victim 4 otherwise includes psychological, emotional, and professional. Yeah, Cassie is victim 1. I don't know who victim 4 is. Obviously, that's why they just calling him victim 4. Yeah, Cassie kept her name in it from day 1. Wow. Okay. Psychological, emotional, and professional harms of publicly talking about, that's redacted, more than justify the use of a pseudonym. Allowing the use of a pseudonym where victims face likely adverse personal, professional, and psychological consequences of publicly leaking their identities to past experiences. Victim 4 also fears harassment, redacted, and thinks that the harassment will increase exponentially if she, so it's a she, testified under her true name, especially with the press coverage this case has garnered. Okay, so victim 4 is in fear of their life, and yeah, we gonna see how that plays out. All right.
City Press here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Today, Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. It's day 2 for real after the jury selection of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial. Yesterday, we covered it in great detail. The jury selection in which the juror from the UN made it on, despite his claims to have that his office of counterterrorism doesn't work with U.S. law enforcement. It's not credible. But then there were the opening statements, hammering hard. Tenny Garagos did it for the defense, among their 9 lawyers. And she said this is about private personal conduct and that he may be a terrible person, but it's not a federal RICO charge. The government hammered away, saying you're going to hear from Jane, Cassie, Mia, and then the witnesses began. There was first the LAPD officer who went to the 6th floor among the famous kicking incident. And it turns out that he filmed his own version of the security camera footage and preserved it for, he was going to just show his wife, but he preserved it for eternity. Now, the cross-examination of him was done by Brian Steele, who tried to point out various inconsistencies of things that he hadn't put in his written report at the time, but only remembered later while speaking to the prosecutors. It wasn't a bad cross at all. Coming off his young thug work, score 1 for Brian Steele. Now, the next witness was I'm called him Male Dancer, but his last name was Philip, not with an S. And this is where it got pretty gruesome. Not gruesome. I mean, yes, gruesome. He was invited up and began to perform. But he stopped being able to perform once he saw the violence. He said he was a kind of a compelling character in a way. Now, the defense chose to have Xavier Donaldson, who I like and know quite well. I mean, I cover him more than these other lawyers because he's on the CJA panel and represents many criminal defendants here in SDNY as appointed counsel. He's taken a kind of his first line of attack was to try to say that the male escort or exotic dancing firm of Mr. Phillip games SEO, so he must be a fraudster. That's not really going far. He didn't finish his cross, and it's going to begin today. And we're coming up on the courthouse. You're going to see the madness in front. So we'll see what he does. And today is going to be the day of Cassie Ventura. So this is a longer than normal intro, but it's a case that we're covering in great detail. Now, we're also covering the crypto beat, among many others. And yesterday there was a development.
Okay, I don't care about no crypto. Shout out to the Inner City Press. All right. Okay. Okay, that's on Patreon. Hold on, let me see something, y'all, real quick. Oh no, I ain't signing up for your newsletter. Okay, we just gonna hop into it. Y'all already know the shit be out of order, but we're gonna hop into it. All right. Okay, let's get right to it. The government calls Cassandra Ventura. She takes the stand extremely pregnant. So big old belly, big old neck, big old titties, big old feet, extremely pregnant. All right. So the attorney Johnson said, "How old are you?" Cassie said, 38. What is your work? Musician and entertainer. Not Cassie. There's no disrespect to Cassie, but I gotta stop right there because you know damn well what music and entertaining, baby, have you been doing? When he said, "What is your word?" you should have said "sex slave," because that's what the fuck you've been doing. Listen, I'm not victim shaming. I'm just keeping it real. It's me and you now. I've been waiting. Think I wanna make a move now. Baby, tell me if you like. Tell me if you like it. Hey. Make a move now. Like, that's how loud you sing. Seriously. It's me and you. It's just me and you. It's just us two. It's just me and you now. That's all you done gave us. If that was me, if he'd have said, "Oh, what is your work?" I was a hoe. I was a hoe against my will for a decade. Now I'm a mother and a wife. What's your work? I'm the bitch that took that black ass nigga down. See, she needed me to coach her. She needed me. Y'all need me in your life. She needed me to coach her. Because I wouldn't have talked about I'm a musician. I was a porta potty. I was a motherfucking porta potty. And what? To that ugly nigga there. What was your work? A human rag doll? A human punching bag? A cum dumpster? That's what I was for a decade. I was a cum dumpster against my will. You gotta call shit what it is. Bitch, I was a human toilet. And they just said, "Excuse me? You heard what I said." This is why I couldn't be no attorney, because I'd have been showing my ass in court. Anyway. So they said, "How long were you with Sean?" 10 years. Did you get in arguments? Yes. It would result in violence, dragging. What else did he do? Stomp me in the head if I was down? How frequently was he violent? Too frequently. I would get like black eyes and bruises. Now, even with that, did you get into arguments? I just said, hell yeah, this nigga used to cuss me the fuck out. He used to call me all kind of dog head bitches. That's what you supposed to say, Cassie. And what would he do? He would beat my motherfucking ass. That's what he would do. See, y'all, who got her ready for court? Who got her ready for court? Cause y'all don't tell it right. She can't curse in court. I would have been. And y'all have got that on record before they dragged my pregnant ass out of there. He beat my monkey ass. That's what he did. Stop all this sugarcoating shit. That's the problem now. Because you know what this nigga did to you, but the public got to understand. The public don't, we got an argument. No, he called me all kind of raggedy bitches and hoes and spit in my face. He mushed me in my head like old boy did old girl on Power. He stomped my head out by the motherfucking toilet. He took my head and he threw it into the motherfucking toilet and I passed out. Same thing happened to Claudia Jordan. She fought a nigga. That nigga threw her head right into the toilet and she passed out. You got to tell shout out to Claudia Jordan. I'm not laughing at that, but that shit is real. But if you don't paint the picture, they don't get, we argue. No, he cussed me. He spit in my fucking face. That's what he did. Raggedy nigga. He treated me like I was his raggedy wig wearing ass mammy. He pulled me by my hair out the bed and he threw me on the floor and he made me eat out a motherfucking dog bowl since I didn't listen. That's what he did. Baby, I'd have got it popping up there. That's how you paint a picture. Come on now. This ain't no nice talking. We trying to bury this nigga. This when you really dig the way he was digging in you and digging in your ass all them years. Anyway. Yes, it would result in violence and dragging. What else did he do? Stomp me in the head if I was down? How frequently was he violent? Too frequently. I would get black eyes and bruises. Let me show you a video. And then they showed the LA hotel elevator lobby video where she was getting monkey stomped and a base thrown at her and she was trying to escape, right? And now, if y'all remember, even from that video, a lot of people was like, damn, Cassie ran out the hotel room and then she went to the elevator. Why didn't she take the steps? She didn't take the steps because she probably feared him throwing her down the steps had he caught her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, had he caught her in the stairway and you get thrown down them steps, you out of there. You out of here. You done gone home to glory. Heaven, hell, or purgatory. Like in hotels or even apartment buildings, you can take the elevator or you can take the steps. So people be thinking like it's a Lifetime movie or some shit. And I remember a lot of people saying, I would have took them steps. I wasn't gonna wait on that elevator, girl. I'd have took them steps. Okay, I get the logic, but baby, hey, he caught you in them steps and grabbed you by your hair and chomped your ass down. Not through, chomped your ass down. Baby, they'd have said anything happened to you. They'd have said you threw yourself down the steps and marked it as a suicide, as a self-deletion, and we'd all be on YouTube talking about some Thank you. And maybe she was too tired from the Freakoff. Because when you are swallowing COCK and getting every one of your holes filled for hours at a time while being intoxicated, going off that 2C, and you slippery from baby oil, it make it a little hard to run. Just a little bit. Now, ladies, imagine how when you go see a man about a horse, you go see one of your favorites. You go see Big Dick DeMarcus, right? And you know Big Dick DeMarcus gonna deliver every time. And after he have you squirting all over the room, you be too fucking tired to get up and do anything. Your legs still be shaking and all that. Imagine 4 days of that shit. And then you got to get up and run. Baby, you ain't gonna make it. Neither. We all know about Big Dick DeMarcus. He ain't even got his own place. He got an air mattress in his grandmama basement. He drive a Dodge Charger that a fat chunky white chick co-signed on because he Big Dick DeMarcus. Y'all should already know y'all can't hide enough from me by now. I know how y'all get down and what y'all been through. I've been on the dark side. Anyway, so they show her the video, and the attorneys say, "Where is this?" And she says, "The Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after a Freakoff." What does that entail? The hiring of an escort, setting it up. How did you feel when he first asked you for it? Confused, nervous, but I wanted to make him happy. Did you agree to one when he first proposed one? Yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently. Okay. Then she said, I didn't know what no could turn into. What do you mean? Making him angry. Okay, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, she could have said no. Oh, she agreed to. She reluctantly agreed to the first one. Whether, yes, she was afraid of Diddy. Whether y'all want to realize it or not, peer pressure is a very real thing. Intimate partner violence and intimate partner pressure, IPP. Watch one of these heifers steal my word. Intimate partner pressure is a very real thing, aka coercion, right? This is intimate partner pressure. Pressure. Okay. We in the bed, we're having sex. I flip you over, I'm hitting your shit. Doggy style. Hitting your shit. Tearing your shit up. I then go to spit in your asshole. I then put my thumb in your butt. I then go try to penetrate you anally. Okay. And you go ahead and do it because you just want to please me. I can tell you're uncomfortable. You may even be crying. You may initially say no. I either ignore your no or I say, come on, baby, come on. Just try. Come on, just relax. Just relax. It's not going to hurt that bad, I promise. Okay. You give in. Intimate partner pressure. Did I technically grade? No. Did I coerce, peer pressure you, and you gave in because you just were trying to please me? Yes. Now, whether you the ninjas is watching, whether y'all want to realize it or not, coercion is a very real thing. Women are protected under the law by coercion. Now, you either gonna learn consent or you niggas. Hey, okay. You either gonna learn consent or you gonna end up just like the Cosbys, the Diddys, the Smokey Robinsons, the yada yada, the yada yada, the yada yada. We talk about sex education, we talk about sex ed, we talk about teaching kids about puberty and all that and their bodies changing. When do we ever discuss and teach boys and girls consent? We don't. Grown ass people out here really don't know what consent means. And we ain't even gonna get into the older generations that feel like because you wore a mini skirt, you were asking to get RAPED'd. We got a whole lot of toxic. I just described to y'all what Shannon Sharp did. Exactly. Now, for the men that's watching, that she still could have said no. It ain't his fault. She a scary bitch that didn't want to speak up. You know what? You know when men experience coercion. I ain't even gonna talk about prison. I ain't even gonna use that example. It's these things called street gangs. And when you're a young boy that grows up in an area that is gang ridden, right? Filled with gangs, and they chase your ass home every day because you ain't down. And you refuse to join the gang. So they either beat your ass every day, chase your ass home every day, make your life real uncomfortable till you say, fuck it, okay, I'ma just join. Because I'm tired of getting my ass beat. I'm tired of getting chased home every day. I'm tired of getting bullied in school. I'm tired. You still chose to join that gang. But if you ask a lot of those men now, I was just a 13-year-old boy and I just really, wanted to play the clarinet. I just was a tuba player. I just was a theater kid. They just wouldn't leave me alone. I didn't never want to do that, but I was forced into that. So I'm trying to understand how men can understand coercion when it comes to them being forced into gangs, but they can't understand coercion in intimate partner relationships. Oh, because men still do not view women as human. Now we're getting to it. Men still do not recognize women as human beings with autonomies over their body. I'm glad things are out in the open now because sometimes I listen to some live streams and I hear some of these men say, my mama should have got her ass beat in. If that happened to my daughter, then that's her own fault. And I'm like, damn, okay, all right, shit. Damn, okay. I know that was a tangent I just went off on, but that's what it was. Back on you ladies. When you ask for traditional men, a lot of times this is the thought process that they come with. That you don't have autonomy over your body, that they have 100% unfiltered access to you. So when you asking for traditional men, where the real niggas at? Baby, this is how they operate. I'm here to let you know. 9 times out of 10, this is their thought process. It's a lot of men that are following this case, not really following it, just talking, but some that are. It's some men that are going to read all these court documents and still not see anything that Diddy did wrong. Because he was rich. Because he gave her some money. Because Then it started to make me think, damn, are the women the biggest groupies or are men the biggest groupies? Like, do we try to convince these women to stay in relationships with these men because it's good for the woman though, because shit, we would want to be with that man. Anyway, all right. Back to the dialogue. I didn't know what no could turn into. What do you mean? Making him angry. What were you afraid would happen if you said no? Though time he had blackmail materials. What did you give the government? Laptops. I've handed up Exhibit GXB. Do you recognize it? Yes, I've reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs. Did you review photos on it? Yes. What's this photo? Me in 2004 with Carrie Morgan. Now, who the hell is Carrie Morgan? Do y'all know who Carrie Morgan is? Hold up, I'm finna Google that name. Who the hell is Carrie Morgan? I thought she was finna say Kerry Washington. Carrie Morgan. Oh, this is Carrie Morgan. Oh. Huh. It is a white woman. Somebody said sound like a white woman. It is a white woman. It is a white woman. That's interesting. They were apparently best friends. That's them on vacation, them on the beach. That's Carrie, Cassie, Kim Kardashian, and who's the other person on the far right? Who's the person above Carrie? I see Carrie, Kim, Cassie. Who's the other person with the blonde hair? That's a melanated person. That's not a natural blonde. They some kind of mixed race. Damn, she looked familiar, but I can't think of who that is. Okay, there they go there at probably a basketball game. Wow, picture. So they literally best friends. Okay. Best friend model. Oh, she was a model. Random, but what happened between Cassie and her best? Okay, let's go to Lipstick Alley. Okay, hold up. Let's see. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Okay. We don't go over to Lipstick Alley. I know Lipstick Alley ain't necessarily like a, but sometimes they do BT over here. Okay. Did they have a falling out? Cassie and Carrie have been best. Oh, these ads on this fuck ass website. Come on. Anyway. Cassie and Carrie have been friends since they were teens. I believe they were both catalog models for those teen clothing stores that were popular in the early 2000s, like Delia's. Oh, I didn't realize Cassie modeled back in the day. I didn't realize Cassie modeled back in the day. Once again, haven't I also told y'all that modeling is nothing but a gateway into trafficking those girls? Modeling literally leads into escorting. Just like you see how you see this magazine like this? There are escort magazines where they literally advertise girls the exact same. Yeah, this was definitely before she was sold. I didn't know that's how she started. I had no idea. I thought he just found her out of nowhere. So now it makes sense. I know a lot of y'all wanted to model when you were younger. and your mama didn't let you, and you're probably more thankful now. Because I'm here to tell you, a lot of them really don't make no money like that. They make their money on the side by escorting. And I mean, we saw a lot of what goes on in the industry with America's Next Top Model. You want to be on top. But Tyra didn't tell us that part, though. Okay, so she did catalog modeling. Okay, this is when I met some random person. This is when I met Cassie when she was in Delia. She was with Carrie too. I was strolling through Soho and got lost and turned around and asked for directions, and it was her. She was sweet and soft-spoken. I was like, "You're the girl from Delia's." She was like, "Yeah," and sent me in the right direction. I saw so many people in Soho when I worked out there. Does anybody know? I've heard rumblings outside of Lipstick Alley about this, and there's old Snapchat clips floating on Instagram from around 2018 of Alex training both Cassie and Carrie together at Puff's house. Their gay BFF Dio also seems to have taken Cassie's side. Okay. Oh, so they said if wait, so Cassie ended up with the man Alex that Carrie was dating first, or like a mess. It might be that homegirl ain't over Alex. That's messed up. Someone that you thought was your friend go after a guy you like, but if that's the case, then I hope Carrie's okay. Do y'all believe that, T? Do y'all believe that Alex was with Carrie first and then got with Cassie? Now this is all allegedly, cause now we here in the gutter, baby. We in the hood now. You in the hood, baby. In my little Kim boy, you in the, yeah. Who remember that Old Navy? It was like an Old Navy Christmas commercial, and it was like they was rapping, and she said, "You in the hood, baby." Oh my god, I have so much random shit in my head. Just so much random shit. Oh, the Barbizon School of Modeling. Okay, where the hell is that at? Barbizon School. Oh, it was McDonald's, not Old Navy. Okay, close enough. Hold up. Look, Kim. Now, oh, it's a gift. There you go. I knew I wasn't crazy. There it is. She was, side note, so pretty. Like she had already had some work done there, you can tell. But actually very pretty. Kind of almost looks like Ari Fletcher, kind of right here. It was Old Navy Christmas. I feel like it was like in conjunction with a McDonald's commercial too, or something like that. Because this was back when like they used to put black people in McDonald's commercials all the time. Side note, I miss the late 90s and early 2000s. It literally seemed like things were not as racist as they are now. Like I feel like we done backslid and shit racist as hell now. But back in like the 90s and 2000s, I feel like black folk, white folk got along just fine. Anyway, all right, back to the trenches. So, do y'all believe that Carrie and Alex was together first? Okay, this person said, I still want to know what happened. Lauren London still follows and likes Carrie's pics, so I don't think she was the one in the wrong. I also feel like Carrie's replacement Dio is a hanger-on. Yeah, Lauren and Cassie are still seemingly close. On Cassie's B-Day back in August, Lauren posted a couple of images of Cass talking about how they started in the industry together and are real friends outside of it, proclaiming themselves as leather and lace. Must be an insider thing. She ain't give Puff a piece of that pussy. Uh-oh. So basically nobody knows. Okay, so now they arguing. All right, so let's go back. So let me see. Okay. Alex Fine and Carrie Morgan. Let's just see. I don't see anything on Google Images of them together, although you know they can have Google Images scrubbed. So we're going to move on, but I'm going to just say that's interesting. Okay, so let's go back here. All right. So the attorney said, when did you sign with Bad Boy Records? 2006. It was a 10-album deal. Did you release any after late 2006? No. Who's in this photo? Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children. Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo? In Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We are out on his patio on my 21st birthday, VMAs. What happened then? Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie. What a loser. Got to sit there and put your tongue in a young girl's mouth. I always thought it was weird that Sean Combs didn't have no grown-up friends. Okay. When you got back to New York, I'd visit him in the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated. What were you going, or where were you going with your music career? Trying to come up with the concept, Sean called all of the shots. What is the age difference between you and Sean? 17 years. How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels? Nervous. Excitement. We're going to talk about music. He introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Wow. He introduced her to oral sex. Wow. So she was 21. She didn't know nothing about oral sex. I'm wondering, was she a virgin? All right, hold up. Let me refill my cup with some ice. I got to get some more ice on that. Damn. He introduced her to oral sex? Damn. And he took her virginity. That is wild. That's some wild shit. But then again, he took Usher's virginity. So, I mean, shit. He didn't give a fuck. Dang. Damn. Lord have mercy. Who wants to be introduced to oral sex by fucking Diddy? You know, it's one thing if it was a boyfriend that she loved and cared about, and you know, like I remember the first time I got a little bit of head. Was that in a park? I think it was in a park. It was behind. It was we Yeah, because our neighborhood had a park and it was right behind the White Castles. And we were both young. We didn't really like know for real. But she gave me some head. But that's totally different than a man almost 20 years older than you. Old man nuts. Ugh. Still not illegal though. Fair enough. Okay. So he introduced me to oral sex. I didn't understand it. Did you visit Sean in Miami? Yes. I went with Kerry Morgan and Dallas Austin. Oh, not the producer. Okay. What did you and Sean do together? No, attorney. What did you and Sean do together? Sexual intercourse. He gave me blue dolphin ecstasy on a boat. Had you once before taken ecstasy unintentionally? Yes. And had to give her a pill in order to have sex with her. I feel like you're such a loser if a woman got to be drugged up to have sex with you. Like if you, Charlamagne God, if you always got to have a woman drugged up or drunk to have. Let's look up what is blue dolphin ecstasy. Oh, damn. Here it is. Literally a blue dolphin. Okay. How did you, had you once taken before ecstasy unintentionally? She said yes. How did you take ecstasy unintentionally? It was in Gatorade. Now, before y'all say that don't even make sense, I remember when I was in college, one of the frats on campus, not my frat, but one of the frats on campus got accused of putting Tylenol PM in their punch. So it wasn't ecstasy, but it was Tylenol PM. And you can really, imagine the rest. So at first I was like, damn, Gatorade, but actually, yeah, people will put drugs in anything. They don't care. When you took it intentionally with Sean, how did it feel? Like rolling. At the time, what did you think? That we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous. Was it made public? No. I was his artist. Also, his family, his children. Who was linked to him publicly? Kim Porter. How did Sean treat you at this time? We had fun. Oh yeah, that's how the devil gets you. What was his lifestyle like? He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit. What's this photo? Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008, Halloween. How did Sean's moods vary? Day to day. When it swung, could you describe it? Anger, zoning out. How did it impact you? Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological abuse. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. I'm going to say he definitely knew who to pick for that role. Because had she been a girl that was about that life, talking about some fix your face, nigga, fix your face. Fuck ass nigga. Hey, shout out to Celebrity Scandalous. Make sure y'all follow Celebrity Scandalous on YouTube. She was she's up there actually covering the courtroom in New York. Make sure y'all check out Celebrity Scandalous. She does a lot of good coverage. Her channel's dope. Now, he tell me to watch my mouth and change my face. I want to play a clip because that sounds very familiar.
I broke her jaw on it. If you ask a doctor can tell you, if I broke her jaw, no way is she going on stage.
You admit that you have slapped Tina before, but why, Ike?
She would be walking around looking sad, with a lip drop, and I keep asking her, and what is the matter with you? What's wrong? And it's always, nothing. And it would go on for a day or two till finally, why the f don't you? And then this is where I would slap her or something. Then she would change her mood or attitude or something.
All right. That's literally what just ran through my mind when I read that. Okay. Literally. All right. The attorney said, how would he keep tabs on you? We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James, Christina Karam? Was your relationship exclusive? No. Okay. Did you see other men? Yes. Did Sean see other women? Yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Where did you live in LA? 875 Comstock Avenue, the Wilshire Corridor condos. How tall was the building? No more than 17 floors. Where did Sean live? 200 South Mapleton. Sean would use a golf court to get back and forth. Now, I want to look up these condos. Hold up. She said 875 Comstock Ave. So it's right by the Los Angeles Country Club. It's wow. Okay. So it's right by the Los Angeles Country Club. Okay. Then it's nowhere from the Beverly Hilton. Let's see. We're gonna go hold up real quick before I share that. Okay, let me go back. Hold up, let me check something out real quick. Okay, so this is the building right here. Is it me or does this condo building look very like nondescript? I'm from LA. Those condos are expensive. You know, that's the thing about LA. You will see a building and it looks old, but like royalty live, not royalty, but like celebrities live there. Like it's very, very expensive. I know that's just how LA looks, but like these, like they kind of look like projects almost. Like, oh, this is, I don't know. It's like when you really see how these quote unquote rich people and celebrities be living, you be like, that shit look regular as fuck. It looks regular as hell. I know. Location. You're right. You're right. Leah, like it's giving projects. Like I am not impressed, at least by the outside. Yep, there it is right there. Let's see. Got all them trees, all that shrub. Okay. It's a pretty tall building. Okay, now she said his address was 200 South Mapleton. 200 South Mapleton. Okay, so yeah, and this is that is his house. Because he got it blurred on Google. They got it blurred. Yeah, so this is his house. We've seen this online a dozen times. Ain't it somehow all those houses in LA, like where the celebrities live and stuff, they got all that shrub. Look at all that shrub. You can't see shit of what's going on around there. Damn. Okay, now let's do this. Let's go to Google. Directions. Hers was. Okay. So I put in his address and her address. They were about 3 minutes from each other. Literally about 3 minutes. When she say he had her around the corner, he literally had her round the corner. So he definitely set it up to where he could keep tabs on her. She really couldn't escape. Where was she gonna go? She on the way up in the hills. If you're not familiar with LA, you don't understand. Like, it ain't really nowhere to run. Number one, you need a car to get up out of there. Number two, the security, the assistance. Damn, you ain't got a chance. Do they actually own them homes? A lot of them, no. They have mortgages on them, just like me and you. And I know you're gonna say mortgage, but I own my house, baby. If somebody can come and take your shit, you don't own your shit. And mortgage literally means like death contract, something like that. Anyway, you get my point. Baby, they be having mortgages on them houses. And then they be having 2, 3, and 4 mortgages because money don't be coming in like that. So basically, put it to you this way. Basically, let's say you have a house and let's say it's worth 30 million. They take out so many mortgages against their homes for cash flow. Anyway. Hold up, wait a minute. Death grip, thank you, means death grip. You're lucky I can't find that because I was sure finna clown. I was surely finna clown. All right, anyway, back here. Okay. But wealthy people keep lines of credit, yes. Yes, they do. It's called equity. Yeah, but a lot of them be really broke. Anyway. No more than 17 floors, but he lived 200 South Mapleton. Sean would get a golf cart to go back and forth. Who paid your rent in LA? Sean, except when I had the house in Studio City. Oh my God, I love Studio City. Why'd you pay then? I could afford it then. And I wanted to have some control. It was accepted. By whom? Sean. How many songs did you write while with Sean? Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet. Some on mixtapes. How many albums on your deal were not released? 9. Did you get paid for them? No. Damn. The Freakoffs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then try to recover. How much time in your week did these Freakoffs take? The longest were 4 days, significant periods of time. Now, earlier in this live stream, when I said she should have said her occupation was slave, unpaid prostitute, etc., she just said it right there. That was her job. It was against her will, but nonetheless, you were never intended to be any kind of artist or entertainer. He didn't take you seriously. He had her in the studio, quiet singing, whispering on a mic like she's Janet Jackson or Sierra, all for none of that shit to ever come out. Because yes, she is a whispering queen, just like the Janet Jacksons, the Sierras of the world. Yep. Anything I want, and you do. I want it all of you. When I will love you, but when it ain't you, love me too. It's a matter with you, nobody but you. Back up, baby. Come on now. Y'all know them girls be whisper singing. wait. And then when Sierra called herself, my body comes to life when you get real close. Your body comes to life when you get real close. You know them damn girls be whispering. When you're ready to come and get it, na 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 na. When you're ready to come and get it, na 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 na. When you're ready, they all whispering. Can't none of them bitches sing. They all whispering. Anyway. Okay, so Freakoffs could last as long as 4 days. I'm here to let y'all know that is a very real thing, even in the lifestyle, the swinger world, the underground world. A lot of times they do hold 3 and 4 day events. It may be like and I'm not just talking about like the vacations, right? Because a lot of times swingers will go to like Temptation Resort. It's Temptation, Secrets, the other one in Jamaica that people go to. Damn, I can't think of it. But they may go for like a week at a time, and they there at the resort and you already know what's going down, right? But like I'm talking about even like in regular life, like they'll do like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They'll a lot of times hold the swinger events around like holidays because people have those Thursday, Fridays off, or they take the hedonism, thank you, or they have the Mondays off. So multiple day long freak-offs are a very real thing. No, you're not freaking the whole time. It kind of goes a little something like this, right? Like it'll start like on a Thursday night. You mix, mingle, dance floor. It's usually at either like a hotel or like a rented out like mansion or house or whatever. But like let's just say hotel, they'll rent out the whole floor. That's just for the event, the 3-4 day event. So basically, let's say like it's floor number 7. With that floor, it's all rented out to the swingers. Nobody can come up there except for if you got a wristband. And so you're able to go from room to room. You can walk around bucket naked in peace. You got the whole floor to just do y'all thing. So yes, it goes on for days and days and days. Yes, you go to sleep, you take a nap, you'll get something to eat, you shit, shower, shave, you douche if you need to douche, dish your asshole, You might leave and come back. It's a thing. So I know, like, to regular people, you like 4 days straight. Like, no, it ain't 4 days straight, but it's the whole process. Yes. I'm trying to think. In addition to that, yes, they do be doped up. They be drunk. And the men be on all kinds of Viagra, Cialis, Roll, Blue Chew, Honey Pack, Rhino, Black Horse. The men be on all that shit. They even got the Irolux, or even like the shot that the dude can shoot. He can take the needle, shoot it directly into the phallus, and it just stays hard. They have all kinds of cock rings and prostate massages to also keep it hard. So yeah, 3-4 days. I mean, that's a hell of a fest. It takes a lot of organizing, but yes, that is a thing. And I wanted to do that and tell y'all that because a lot of people online were like, "Oh my God, 4 days! Oh my God!" Yes, they rent out cruises too. Yes, I've had enough. Oh no, you're gonna hear this shit. You're gonna hear this shit. See, ain't no more secrets no more. Everything is out there. So I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand what this world is really like. Because just reading this shit ain't doing it justice. And can't nobody break down the lifestyle like me because I've been in the underground. I can tell y'all what it is. None of this shit is surprising to me. But if you, what we call y'all normies or like vanilla, if you vanilla, then you don't know. And it's done right up under your nose. And they get down, they do their thing, and they go about their business. They go home, they go to work, they whatever. You been a trapeze? Hell yeah. I done spent so much money in trapeze. Many a nights in trapeze. I done closed down trapeze many a times. Many a times. And the food is crazy. That's one thing also with like the swingers events. Like the food that's catered be fire. Like when you go to like really well-established events, top-notch food. And baby, you're gonna need to rehydrate. So, you know, when you new, you don't really know, but when you're like accustomed to it, you know, a couple of days before you eat, like you make sure you make sure you good. Plenty of water, your electrolytes. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. Boom. Okay, they took a break for lunch. They came back. Okay, judge said, welcome back. Okay, attorney said, who was your manager at Bad Boy Records? James Cruz. What did he tell you? That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Sean. Okay, so basically James Cruz was her handler. Got it. Okay, come on now. How did you make money if your records weren't being released? I did hosting parties when Sean approved them. What comments did Sean make about your physical appearance? That I look too Mexican with my hair like that? Is that girl even Mexican? I thought that girl was Filipino. But you know what? A lot of Mexicans and Filipinos look similar because they both got conquered by Spain. How did he like your nails? White, French tipped, hair? It varied. I shaved my head in 2009. Your body? He told me to work out, prepare for the Freakoffs. How did you feel about his comments? It varied. Ooh, her testimony ain't the best. Look, I understand she pregnant and all that. I understand she pregnant and all. Somebody said all the industry got the herpes. Yeah, 90% of them. I know she pregnant and all that, but like, You supposed to be like, what he said? He said I look too much like a Mexican, and I was trying to figure out how somebody that got that kind of face could ever judge a bad bitch like me. Cassie, come to the camera. You were supposed to say, right? I'm you, Cassie. I'm you. Okay. Pretend this is here. I'm you. Okay. Okay. I'm you. You were supposed to say, well, he was making all these comments about me looking too Mexican as if I ain't a bad bitch. I'm a baddie at the end of the day. I'm a bad bitch. That's what attracted him to me. So I'm trying to figure out how somebody that got a face that looked like that and a raggedy ass mammy still wearing Party City wigs could ever. That's what you were supposed to say. You need me to coach you. Don't worry, my rates are affordable, but you got that 30 million, girl, so you can afford me. You were supposed to say, and you gotta cock your head to the side. I'm trying to figure out how a nigga that look like that could ever come for a bad bitch like me. The fact that you come for my looks is insane. I'm a bad bitch. Always been a bad bitch. That's what you were supposed to give. Do you do consultation stills? Yes. Somebody post a link to my consultations, please. That's a quick way to get. Let me tell you something. When I used to work for the courts, I don't know how I never get put out because I used to go in. Okay. He told me to work out, prepare for the freak-offs. How did you feel about his comments? It varied. What else did Sean pay for? Cars? Did he give you cash? Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt. What else would he take away? My self-confidence. Who would take things away? Staff. I assume staff. Objection! Jury will disregard the last answer. Who took your laptop and phone? Security. How long would they be gone for? However long I was being punished for. Now, with that part, Diddy's attorney is probably going to say they had a dom-sub relationship. I mean, this is financial abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. We know that, right? But the Diddy's attorneys is probably going to try to flip that and say that, well, they had a dom-sub relationship, and when she would be a brat, then, you know, things would be taken away, but that was just their dynamic. So here's another thing too, for everybody in these dom-sub relationships. Best of luck to you. I'm best of luck to you. Best of luck. Especially when you with them Wonder Breads. How often were you in contact with Sean's staff? Daily. Who were in these photos? Christina Karam and Miss Fletcher. What did you call Miss Karam? KK. And who's this? D-Rock. He was Sean's security. How frequently were you in Sean's residences? All the time. Did they all have safes? Yes. What did you observe in them? Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes, guns in New York, LA, and Miami, in Alpine, New Jersey. Where the hell is Alpine, New Jersey? I ain't never heard of that city, Alpine, New Jersey. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's right across. Oh, okay. It's right across the water from Yonkers. Anybody in the chat from Alpine, New Jersey? It's South Jersey. Do a lot of celebrities live out there? Nice area. Oh, Mary J. Blige used to live there. Oh! Mary J. Blige used to live there. Wow. You said it's money. Eddie Murphy and lots of celebs had homes there. Wow. Wow. It's where all the entertainers live. Okay. Thank you, chat. I appreciate that. Because I ain't never heard of no Alpine, New Jersey. It's money. Okay. What did you observe in them? And she said cash, jewelry, cameras, videotapes, and guns. And notice how she said in New York, LA, Miami, and Jersey, basically saying, oh, he was drug trafficking and racketeering and had illegal weapons in his possession. I caught game on that. Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight? Yes. We were having a Freakoff in LA. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there. What was your reaction? I cried and said, don't do something stupid. Were you ever handed a gun? Yes. We were at a club in downtown LA. We'd taken mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out. Who was present? A driver, security, and Sean. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in an SUV. How long were they gone? 30 or 40 minutes. Let me switch topics. How soon into the relationship did Sean mention voyeurism to you? First 6 months or a year? Now, what is voyeurism, right? Because I am a voyeur, okay? As I told y'all before, but a lot of y'all might not know what voyeurism is. So we're going, okay? What is voyeurism? Okay, we're gonna learn some shit about each other today. In the context of swinging, voyeurism refers to the practice of observing and enjoying others engaging in sexual activities, often with the no, baby, I'm all about consent. I don't do that now. People know I'm watching if I watch, but anyway, often without their direct consent, knowledge or consent for sexual gratification. I ain't that last part. And I like, and more than watch, I like to hear it. It's another thing too. It's a specific type of sexual behavior where someone derives pleasure from watching others having sex or engaging in intimate acts. While some may engage in voyeurism within a swinging context, it's important to distinguish between consensual voyeurism within a relationship and illegal or unwanted voyeurism. I don't do nothing illegal, boo. I don't do nothing illegal. But you say you do that consensually. As in you in the swinger club and you right there. As in you in a swinger club and they're doing it in a room with a two-sided glass. So they literally have viewing rooms. That kind of thing. Not nothing against nobody, Will. I ain't set on no camera in no hotel room. Put no camera in no bathroom. Anyway. Let's go back. Let's see. They said, how old were you? 22. Why did you agree to a freak-off, to try a freak-off? Good question. I wanted to make him happy. Where was the first freak-off? One of his homes in Los Angeles. Exhibit 2A-627. Who is this? The first escort. Do you know his name? No. Okay, I'll call him the first escort. Were you aware he was paid? Yes, to dance and to have intercourse with me. What drugs did you take? Ecstasy and alcohol before things started. Did you disguise your appearance? Sean said we would disguise ourselves. I wore a masquerade mask. What was a session in a freak-off? Until the escort finished. Who coaching her? Who coaching her? What was the session in the freak-off? It went into the escort, nutted, and couldn't get it back up. Hello? He finished. That ain't painting the picture until he nutted in me, on my butt, on my titties. That's what you were supposed to say. Why these pretty girls be dumb? It's giving slow. What was a session? Until he nutted, till he busted a nut. Every answer is careful. It's still court. What? But you can't say bust a nut in court? That's what it was. He was busting nuts. Ejaculate. I would have rather say until he ejaculated semen all over me. I got to talk about how I held my mouth open while this man pissed in my mouth and I gargled that shit like I was on Disciples of Desire. But I can't say bust nut until he oh fuck all over me. Damn, so all those escorts were raw dogging her. Baby, where you been? Or sir. Anyway. In escorting, period, and hooking, they really don't be using condoms like that. Street hookers might, street escorts might, but really not. If you pay them a little more for like the girlfriend experience or boyfriend experience, they hit you raw. But in professional networking, escorting, baby, ain't nobody using condoms like that. I'm here to let you know now. No. Especially if the escort came from an escort agency, those agencies will keep those escorts tested on a regular basis. They're expected to. So it's up to the client if they require the escort to use a condom or not. But no, you think rich people use rubbers? They don't. They're rich. They don't give a damn about no disease. They go take their pills and they keep it moving. They don't give a damn about no abortion because they pay for your abortion and they keep it moving, or they just never claim the kid or whatever. Didn't she have herpes? 90% of them do in the industry. You think herpes is stopping anything? You think herpes is stopping anything? In the industry? That's pretty much all of them. Same thing with HIV. They take their meds and they keep it pushing. Or if you see a celebrity or public figure go on a spiritual retreat and all of a sudden they go to South America for a few months, they going to get their Dr. Sebi treatment. They go to Africa, all of us, and you're like, damn, why you in Africa? And why you over there for 3 to 4 months? If you look at people in the industry, when you see them all of a sudden go on some, they might even call it a cleansing retreat. I'm giving you keywords to look out for later. And they go to Mexico, Central America, South America, or Africa. And they gone for some months and then they pop back up on the scene. You already know what it is. Talking about some herpes like they care. That was cute though. Shit, by the time y'all get done watching my show, y'all ain't gonna never want to fuck no celebrity. I'm gonna ruin all of them for you. Because that's my job. Anyway, how did you feel? I was high. So I didn't feel much dirty and confusion. And that he was happy with me. Why did you feel you couldn't say no? I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he'd shared this part of himself with me. His part of himself, what part of himself? The fact that he bisexual. Diddy's a whole queen. I don't know why y'all ain't never picked that up. And on top of that, if you saw, lupus is another code word for HIV. Yes and no. So when you hear, at least with the women, when you hear them talk about lupus, it's either HIV or they got illegal ass shots. So when you hear all these, when Kaya told y'all all these hoes talking about lupus, excuse me, lupus, they got those illegal back shots or they talking about HIV. Very rarely are they actually talking about lupus. Always remember that. With these celebrities, they talk in code. They talk in code. They talk in code. Is diabetes code word for a disease? Illegal back shots. Some actually have lupus. Some actually have lupus. Some actually have lupus. But some use it as a code word for other things. Now I want y'all to think about everybody in the industry. Come on now. Now y'all thinking. Now y'all thinking. Now y'all thinking. Naomi said, I always found it weird that they all have lupus or some kind of immunodeficiency disease. Boom. Now, Cedric the Entertainer probably really just got diabetes. I don't think he had no ass shots. He all that belly he got, yeah, that's diabetes all day long. There's another R&B star, and ain't nobody said their name in the chat that allegedly had the house in Virginia, came down with it and was real shook up about it. And there's another rapper allegedly that does have the house in Virginia. And that's why sometimes they be having health issues. Or be looking like swollen sometimes, or like, damn, is you pregnant? Like, nah, some other stuff going on. Anyway. Did TD Jakes step down? Did Storm talk about? We don't talk about him on this channel. I did on StormMonroeTV.com though. All right, we're gonna move right along from that. Okay. How frequently did the Freakoffs become? Weekly for a consistent amount of years. When was your last one? 2017, 2018. How long were you awake during the Freakoffs? I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy, Molly, cocaine. Do you recall all of the Freakoffs? That would be impossible. Did you want them to stop? Yes. I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. Did you tell him you didn't want to? Yes. I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else. Were you able to express your concerns to him? Objection! Leading. Rephrase. Why would you talk to him gently? I didn't want him to be angry. What is this? Email between me and Sean? What did you call him? Pop Pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful. Yeah. Just think of how nasty, gutter, and vile he is. Just think of how nasty, gutter, and vile he is. You wanted that girl to call you Pop Pop, like her grandfather. So you wanted to, so you were cool having a grandfather-granddaughter dynamic. That's some sick shit. Ed Smith said, yep, Cassie is slow. Baby, that's how they like them in the industry, pretty and dumb. Pretty and dumb. Which means that in his head, he knew that this was a predatory dynamic. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going. What did you write? I really need to fuck. Why did you write that? Because I wanted to be with him. I think this is now to the sex worker. I'll read your messages. You read yours. You don't want to do anymore? I'm so predictable. What do you think this meant? That he knew I didn't want to do the Freakoffs anymore, but then I backpedaled. Why? To not make him angry. He could be violent. Where'd you get your outfit? Pleasure Chest? Elsewhere? Come on. Did you get piercings? Yes, Sean came with me. Which of his homes did you have freak-offs in? Miami, New York? What other homes? My homes, all but Studio City. In what other cities? Atlanta, Ibiza. Damn, he had this girl slanging her coochie from sea to shining sea. Sea to shining sea. He had us slanging that coochie from the East Coast to the West Coast in Ibiza. Some of the dialogue is out of order because the reporter can only get so much. Like he was literally like live typing this. So some stuff is just going to be out of order, but we make do with what we can. So let me back up once again. So then when she was asked, what's your occupation? What she should have said was, I am an internationally sex trafficked slave. And my mouth is a human toilet, and my body was a human cum dumpster. I was also a punching bag and a pincushion for Sean John Combs. That's how she should have said this shit. Put me on the team, bitch. I'd have her together. In what hotels in New York did you have freak-offs? Trump, Gramercy, Intercontinental, 44th Street, yes. Elsewhere, Mandarin Oriental, Fontainebleau. What names were used? Jackie Star, I used. Frank Black. What supplies for freak-offs? Astroglide, baby oil, condoms. Also, sometimes he did use a condom. Okay. Who brought the supplies? Security, Sean's assistants. Which brand of baby oil? Johnson Johnson. How was it used? Sean said you need to be glistening. That's a shame. Literally, like that. That's a shame. Damn. Whew, okay. Were there freak-offs where you ran out of baby oil? Objection! Your Honor! This is irrelevant. You also mentioned Astroglide. Same objection! Irrelevant! Sidebar! We were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used? Lubricant. If you ran out, what? We'd either call staff or the bell desk and give them a tip. Were the freak-offs lit? Initially, it was candle, strong-smelling Glade. Any other use of candle wax? A few times poured on my body. Who set the temperature in the room? Sean. I was expected to do freak-offs on my period. Oh. Did you want to do that? No. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. He wanted this girl freaking on her period. Do you understand? There's even DDG canceled. What happened? What happened with DDG? What happened with DDG? What? Oh my God. What didn't happen? What didn't happen? Why y'all keep saying DDG? Oh Lord! Oh my God! Oh Lord Jesus! No! Oh my God! I'ma have news all day and all night. He was beat. What? He assaulted her. What? You The sound cutting out. Listen, you need to go out and then go back in. The sound shouldn't be cutting out. Nigga. Okay, I don't know why my audio shouldn't be going in and out. Hold on, let me try this. Hold up, one sec. Refresh. Okay, what about now? What about now? What about now? Okay, so here's the thing. If the sound messing up, go out and come back in, refresh. I don't know what YouTube be doing. I don't know, but we're gonna keep it pushing. Okay, my TV is clear. Okay, got it. All right, we finna move on. Because we definitely gotta come talk about that now. Boom. Okay. Did you want to be urinated on? Objection. Grounds asked and answered. Overruled. No, I did not want it. How did it feel? It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. Why were you choking? Too much urine in my mouth. Who else urinated on you? Sean. Did you want Sean to urinate on you? I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. How often did it happen? Often enough. Which hotel charged the most for damage to the room? The Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money. Back to the urination. Miss Johnson, only a few more questions. Why didn't you say no? It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men. Where did you find the escorts? Initially, Craigslist. Boy, Craigslist used to be lit. Craigslist used to be lit. Who remember the casual encounters tab on Craigslist? And then you had Backpage. And now we got like Escort Alligator, My Casual Encounters. They're just always morph into something else. They just always morph into something else. It's a lot. So after that, they took a break. We'll break here, okay? Then they came back. Ready? All rise. Miss Ventura, in what cities did you respond to ads on Craigslist? In New York. Did you respond to ads on Backpage as well? Yes. Who directed you to communicate with escorts? Objection! Who, if anyone, same objection, assumes a fact, not an evidence. Did you ever reach out to escorts independently? No. Did you ever not use an escort who arrived? One couldn't perform, so Sean sent him on. What was a safe escort? Not a cop, and someone who not run and tell everyone about their experience with us. Why not a cop? I learned this whole situation was not legal. Objection! Jury will disregard that last answer. How did Cash get there? Security, or he brought it in himself? The escort Dave, do you know his real name? Clayton Howard. Who is this? Photo shown the witness. Daniel, what service did you use? A dancer service. Do you recognize Jules? Yes. In what cities did you have freak-offs with Jules? New York, LA, Vegas? Do you know his last name? No. Who's this? I knew him as the Punisher. Damn. Now, the Punisher was either a dom or had a big old... Listen, if an escort is named the Punisher, rest in peace to your hole. Like the Punisher must have came in there with like a Mark Anthony, a John Sally, a Hitman Holla, a Nick Cannon. You understand what I'm saying? The Punisher? Probably, I'm gonna say probably about 11 inches. Like on that Liam Neeson type shit, about 11 inches. Either that, or if the Punisher wasn't there to physically harm you like a dom, that means, baby, like, if you know the adult performer Dred Scott, like that kind of, like Dred Scott, Lexington Steele, like Hollywood Cash, Alex Jones, like that type. So, damn. I think he owed her more than 30 million. I'm sorry. Like, I think he owed her more than 30 million. Like, anyway, who's this? I knew him as the Punisher. Did you use drugs at every freak-off? Yes. I needed to disassociate and become emotionless. Who else did drugs at freak-offs? Sean did. And sometimes the escort. What other drugs did you use? Special K, GHB, mushrooms? I'll read Sean's parts of this email. You read you. When should I take the thing? When will you be there? Pausing, you there. What did you mean? Drugs? I took mine, I'm flying. What does he mean? He's high. Why did you take more drugs? To not be present with the experience. Why? Because it was something I hated. How did you react to ecstasy and MDMA? It could make me vomit. What would he say? To continue. Damn. Special K ketamine? I think it is. I think it is. So just imagine, he behind you, hitting your shit. You take that. What? Nigga, can you give me a minute? That's worse than when Sukiyana was deep throating Bill, Kill Bill, and she and kept going. And he said, you nasty. If y'all seen that video. You nasty. All on this stuff. And kept going. Ugh. Right, Damien. Look, Damien Daysky type side, like that's a Punisher. Josh know what's up. And men like a Damien Daysky would literally get paid to just travel and service people. Man. This is a sick ass world. You know what? I'm reading this shit. Is this why God flooded the world with the Sodom and Gomorrah? Because we were just doing too much. Like, is it like this shit is demented and very perverted. Like, damn. Okay. Did you want to continue to have intercourse when you wanted to vomit? No. How does GHB make you feel? Drunk, tipsy. Cocaine? Makes my heart race. I'm not a huge fan. Mushrooms? The walls come alive. And they take another break. Then they come back. You may continue. When drugs ran out, how did you know who to reach out to? Sean would tell me. During a session, how would you know to move to the next step? Sean. What would happen after the escort finished on you? Sean would want to put it on his body in the next room. Whoa! See, they should have worded that different. What would happen after that escort? After that escort would bust that huge load on your body, then Sean would want me to rub it in his body. Whoa! Now, Diddy, you went from a stag to a cuck with that. See, in the swinging world, stags share their woman. They call them vixens or hot wives, and they may watch them engage in sexual activities with other men. Once you, as the quote unquote stag, which basically is a cuck without the degradation, is not cucking, because cucking is degradation. Cucking usually denotes degradation, or, okay, so I'm putting it to you this way, right? Let's say I got a girl and I share her with my homie, right? Let's say I have a wife and I share her with my homie. I'm a stag in that instant. I'm not a cuck. If I was a cuck, it would be either me being degraded, or, you know how like when you go in a hotel room, you have the beds and then you have the chair off to the side over there by the air conditioner. That's all, we also call it like a cuck's chair. So a cuck just watches, but does not participate, either because they don't want to or they're not allowed to. You understand? Stags like willingly share their women. They want to see their women get pleasure. They want to see another man busting them, make them squirt, make them come, all that. Like they get off on that. And they'll also engage with the sex with their woman with the other dude. Now, a stag isn't going to engage with the other man. You understand? It's just going to be all about pleasing the woman, the wife, the girlfriend, or whatever. When you more go into the cook territory is when like let's say the escort or the bull, right? Let's say the bull finishes inside of the woman, and then you, as the husband or boyfriend, you go and you lick it out, or you suck out the fluids, right? Or eat out the fluids. Like that's cucking. Sometimes as the escort or the bull, let's say he hitting her from the back, then cucking would be to get up under and to eat her out while she's getting hit with the ball slapping in your face and shit. That's more the cuck. And then sometimes you get into bisexual cucking where like where the bull or the escort will be having penetration with the woman, and the husband or boyfriend will take out the peen, slurp on it, put it back in, play with it, or even have the escort or the bull to come in their face as like the boyfriend or husband, or even in their mouth, and then swap it back and forth with the woman. Stags don't do that, because stags is just sharing. Stags still maintain their masculinity even in sharing their woman. A stag is like, we renting a train on my wife at Thursday at 8:30 p.m. That's a stag. A cook is like, I just want you guys to engage, and I'm not allowed, or my penis is put in a little cage, or I'm handcuffed, or I got a mask on, and either the woman is degrading me, or the bull, aka the escort, is degrading me. For example, when you cook and your wife, girlfriend, and the bull, the man, is engaging, the wife will say shit like, you see how he doing me? You could never do me like that. His dick is way bigger than yours. Oh my God, I'm coming more than I ever came with you. I never come with you. Spit on your grave, bitch. Like, it gets like that. You understand? So now that I'm reading, because I always said Diddy was a stag. Now that I'm reading that Diddy was taking that nut and rubbing it in his nipples, oh baby, you cuck all day long. You cook all day long. Damn, Diddy. Damn, Diddy. Like, cook all day long. Like, this is straight power bottom vibes. Oh, y'all getting a lesson today. I already told you. Because you need to understand the dynamics. I actually studied sexual health and how our body works in college, basically sex ed for college. I actually study this. I'm not about no cutting life, but I'm about this life. Like, we gonna describe what this shit is. I'm not playing no games with y'all. I'm not like the other podcasters that's just talking about it but don't really know and laughing at it. No, baby, I'm gonna tell you what this lifestyle is really about. Because a lot of y'all like to play with it, like to pretend like you about it, but you ain't really about this life. If you don't want a stranger to come in your mouth and you swap this shit with your husband, you ain't really about that life. So you might want to stay in your lane and stick to the missionary and the cowgirl in between love and hip hop playing that you used to. Don't come around here unless you want to know. I don't play no games. I don't play no games. I know they ain't never broken down like this. I know they ain't never broken down like this because they not me. They're not me. I don't play no games. I will get your ass together. By the time I get through with you, you'll be running to the church and be like, you know what? I'm finna be a nun for the rest of my life. By the time I get through with you, you'll be saving yourself for marriage. If you ain't about that, if you scared, take your ass to church. If you scared, take your ass to church. Because God ain't nowhere near in this, baby. Anyway. Okay, so usually on his nipples. Did you want to do that? No. Okay. How did you feel? I was an object being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he would watch by FaceTime. Oh, he's a cuck all day long. Oh, wow. He's a cuck all day long. Okay, the watching on the FaceTime is a very real thing. Oh, he's a cuck. I thought he was more stag. He's a cuck. Oh, he's a cuck. So yes, that is a thing. That is a thing where you will have sex with a woman while her husband is on FaceTime. Sometimes it's planned, and sometimes it's unplanned. So like she might just randomly FaceTime her husband and she on the knob, and he might be at work and like, okay, like I like that. Sometimes the husband or boyfriend just likes to see the video after. So y'all do y'all thing. She take the footage and she show him after, or just send it to him afterwards, or might send a picture of her laid in the bed with semen all over her body, and text it to her husband, and he like, yeah, you did good, baby. That's what I like. That's my dirty little slut. You know. Isn't he choosing to share? Yeah, but the more of just the FaceTiming and watching and not engaging is giving cuck. It's giving cuck. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Were some sessions recorded on your devices? Yes, because they were. If you saw them on your device, what would you do? I would delete them. Why? They were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them. Were Sean's devices used sometimes? Yes, I asked him to delete them. Did he? I don't know. Girl, you know you want to tell him Diddy what to do. Shit, he was beating your motherfucking ass. Did you ever leave a Freakoff before it was over? Yes. At the Century City Intercontinental, I finally had a premiere coming up, and I didn't want to mess it up. But Sean hit me. At what point did Sean hit you? Between sessions. What happened next? I got to the elevator, and next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground. Who threw you down? Sean. He grabbed me by my neck and hoodie. Let me show you the video. And then they play the video. What are you doing in this video? Trying to use the hotel phone. What is Sean doing? Taking my phone and my bag. We'll break for the day. Boom. And they broke for the day. And that was the end. That was the end of testimony. So she was on her way to her movie premiere. And that Negro took her and threw her down. And monkey stomped her. Once again, I have the documents from Cassie's attorneys. We have to keep them behind the paywall. The shit that she did not want seen, you can get the link there, stormmonroetv.com. Make sure you are subscribed. Ain't nothing, it's but $3.99 a month is less than a cup of coffee. Y'all know how they do me on YouTube, and you know what it is. So we're building slowly but surely over there. And I got a feeling that pretty soon I'm gonna really have a huge influx of subscribers. Like, I got a feeling I'm gonna be so busy that this app is going places, and I know it, and I'm speaking it into existence. But nonetheless, make sure you got your subscription on stormmonroetv.com. Okay. Now I'm going to put the link in the chat for anybody that got a comment. And then we got to come back and talk about DDG beating on Hallie. Allegedly. Allegedly. Okay, let me see some. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's go here. When you coming back, I'll be like right back. Damn, okay, let me post it again. Damn, hold on. Okay, there we go. Replace pinned. Okay. All right, I'm reading these comments in the meantime. Storm, you are like no other Blogger, I appreciate that. I thought you was finna say blower, like, baby, I don't blow nobody. Is Beyonce not these girls' mentor? She didn't give a damn about them girls. First off, you don't sign to somebody that's trying to do the same thing you do. You don't sign to someone that's trying to do the same thing that you do. You don't sign to a singer that's actively still out here touring and working. Them girls, Beyonce didn't give a damn about them girls. She pushing her own daughter, her own babies out there. I would love to subscribe and support. You should, Kelly. Ain't number $3.99. I feel like Beyonce signed Chloe to keep her hidden and taking next, pretty much. She signed them to shelve them. Yep, we know that's how the industry is. So shoot, yep, $3.99 every month. Yeah, it ain't $3.99 for a lifetime. Now I might offer a lifetime option, but it ain't gonna be no $3.99 now. Come on now. I appreciate you letting people know because some people get confused. Tomorrow not gonna be easy for Cassie because apparently they've got damning evidence against her. We're gonna be here to talk about it. Let's see. That's so true. She got Blue Ivy taking exactly. Come on now. That's game. You don't never want to sign to nobody that's doing the same thing you doing. Like, no, you want somebody. If you sign to somebody, you want somebody that's literally going to be able to focus on you and want to uplift you, not them. It's some easy payments. Yep, and you can put in your credit card, debit card, and as soon as I figure out how to take EBT and food stamps, I will. What's that Sukihana video? It was on her OnlyFans some years back. Now you can probably either find it on Reddit, go to Google, go to the safe search, private search on your browser, go to Google, type in the video. You'll probably see it on like eporner.com, xnxx.com, one of those sites. It's somewhere. The internet never really dies. What's the name you called him when performing? Does that mean he is the weaker lover? That's the cuck, baby. That's the cuck. Nancy Grace was going off about that damning evidence for tomorrow. Wow, we finna see. Coolio was my manager, and he was actually good and not competitive with me. That's dope. You were blessed. Were they trapped? Pretty much trapped in a bad contract. And I think Beyonce gave them girls like $1 million, but you got to think, I give you $1 million, you got taxes, you got to split that between the two of you, and still got to pay your bills and take care of your family. You'll blow through $1 million like it's nothing. Whereas Nancy Grace show, I don't know. Somewhere on TV, but I don't know. She ain't paying me to advertise her, so yep, offer a lifetime option. You know what? I think I will. Like a one-time, it's gonna be your health payment. But yeah, I might do that actually. Let me see something real quick. So Beyonce purposely signed them so they not allow them to go far and control their career. Yeah, that's the game. That's the game, to constantly keep herself on top. Or you on TikTok, you know what? I'm making myself get on TikTok this week. I should have been on there. I say that all the time and I get caught up in other things. Or a yearly subscription. I think I have a 6-month one, but yeah, I can update to a yearly one and a lifetime option. That's a good idea. Sign her competition. Yep. Yep, $1 million is really like having $300K. Exactly. And then by the time you pay bills, you get you a little car, you know, you get your little house or whatever. That you got to go right back to work. They said Jag has been at the trial. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. What do you think after Cassie testimony? Is this illegal? It's coercion. The abuse is abuse. And the intimidation, yeah, is illegal. Yeah, it's more coercion and fear. And he absolutely did stalk and harass and not allow her to leave. So yeah, it's still some illegalness going on. A lot of stuff in the middle, it just kind of like you just got to charge that to the game. But you know, when somebody wants to leave, you have to let them leave. Once you stop someone from leaving a car, an apartment, a house, a hotel room, you're actually now committing kidnapping. So, is it illegal? Yes. What's going on, Kawana? Kawana? Okay, you have to listen through StreamYard. You can't watch it live because it's a 30-second delay. So you're going to have to hit that link again. And people swear Nicki Minaj don't want to work with females, which is a bunch of lies. She's featuring on some in it. My only thing with Nicki Minaj is you got to kiss her ass to get along too. She got heavy bully energy as well. And you know, I love Nicki, don't get me wrong, but I ain't finna kiss your ass. Like it's one of them things like, I don't think she signed them solely to hold them back. She just wouldn't know what to do with them. Yeah, which is why they shouldn't have signed them. Beyonce, listen, she's a hard worker. She's from another planet. She's one of the greatest entertainers of all time. But that girl got where she at because she had her daddy guiding her. At the end of the day, girl, I'm not going to sign to you. I'm going to sign to Matthew because Matthew know what to do. You just a product of Matthew and Tina. You understand? Tamiko Show, hey, how you doing?
What up? I've been meaning to email you. So we're almost out of school. 2 weeks, then I'll be reaching back.
That's okay. And now when we do our interview, because I remember you, now when we do our interview, we can do it on the website, and then you can say whatever you want. We ain't got
yes.
Yeah, we ain't got to hold nothing back. So it's actually, look, timing is everything. But what's on your mind today?
Oh my God, this trial is just really. I still think he's gonna get off, y'all. I still do.
You think so?
Yes, I do, because the strategies that they're using at the end of the day, the angle they could use is that I know what I would do. I'm working for the higher ups, right? The higher ups are who trained him, the Russell Simmons, the Andre Harrells, the Clive Davises. He was doing the bidding that they asked him to do, that they told him to do. He was trained to do it. He even got paid by corporations to do these parties. They knew what was going on. These what's the dude that Universal Music Group? I forget his name with the French name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one who runs UMG. What's his name?
I can't think of his name, but they
but he was out. He was at Puffy's house partying and doing dope with him. Remember that the Lil Rod said he saw Lucy and Grange go in the bedroom with Puffy and stay in there for hours and stuff. So to me, I just feel like he's gonna get off. If anything, maybe 5 years time served for the abuse he did to Cassie. But all this other stuff, to me, these dudes were willing. Usher kept going back. Chris Brown kept going back. Everybody kept going back. So
and you know the crazy thing though, we never gonna look at Diddy the same.
Man, that shit's over. But you know what? They still playing him on the radio. That's how I know all this is just fake. Because if it was really about it, they wouldn't be playing him on the radio. They play all Bad Boys, everybody on the doggone thing. Bieber too, yeah. Justin, all of them kept coming back. So to me, I'm not saying I agree with this, you guys. I'm not saying that I want him to get off. I don't. I just think he will. Because at the end of the day, what it could be considered as consenting adults, aside from the Cassie thing. And yes, I know Mr. Busby has a few alleged children aspects. I get that. And he's done a lot of bodies. God forbid, allegedly. He had a lot of bodies. Quentin Tarver, y'all remember him, etc. A lot. But they're not bringing that up in this trial. They're just bringing up because, man, it's just some old get back. You know, he sued Diageo. He actually won. I don't know if you knew that, Storm. He actually won. Wow. And they was mad about that. So they just kind of punishing him, like getting a little spanking. But nah. And then he's friends with, 47. He's friends 47. You know what I'm saying? You see, for many years, he's New York's friend. And where the hell is Jay-Z? Where the hell is old boy with the umbrella? What's his name? Farnsworth. Where he at?
In Atlanta with his family.
Where's J-Lo?
Somewhere on tour.
Now, my mama told me they do have people, so-called celebrities, coming in that's gonna be wearing masks or things over their face when they come into the courtroom. And my mama said, based on that could be considered some type of illegality that.
Sound went out.
Okay, sorry, my phone be tripping if you don't touch it or whatever. But yeah, I really, at the end of the day, I don't think you're getting more than 5 years max. If any time, I think he's just going to get mad probation. I think he's going to probably, end up everybody's gonna boo him. He ain't gonna be why them girls in court listening to that. Oh, the children. I think the children are there, at the end of the day, they get to see their father. He's still their daddy. You know what I'm saying?
God, I
So
wouldn't want to hear all that shit though.
I bet you they probably know all that shit though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they ignorant to. I definitely think Lil Quincy know what's up. I think Lil King Sean, whatever his name, Lil King Combs know what's up. I don't think he should get off. Please don't misunderstand me, but I do believe, based on technicalities, money talks, all his connections, all the so-called secrets he knows, I just don't see him getting time, period. And I don't know if you talked about the Tory Lanez, but I still think that's connected in some way. That stabbing in the that.
Yeah. We talked about that yesterday.
Okay, I gotta rewatch you. I love you, Storm. Yeah. But that's my little tidbit on it. As for the kids going there, I just think they just at the end of the day they supporting their daddy. Period. And finally, Miss Janice ain't wearing no goddamn Party City looking wig. Goddamn. But Regal Supreme. Yeah, I think a lot of charges will be reduced or dismissed. At the end of the day, this was just some old, hey, we got the power. You don't really got the power. You've been working for us. Shut your ass up, Diddy thing. Sit your ass down for a year. We seen him all gray. He ain't on no pink coke. You know what I'm saying? He had a moment to really pause and think. You know what I mean? And I at the end of it, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I just think that he played himself with his friends, quote unquote. They were his friends. Storm, think of it like this. If you were doing your thing and y'all was having fun ass, wild ass parties. And matter of fact, one of my homegirls went to a Diddy party back in 2003 and she told me all the tea back then. Yes, she did, honey. And now she tried to act like she forgot because I did call her. She's one of my so-called celebrity friends. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to say her name. I was like, hey, homegirl, remember when you told me you went to the Diddy party back in 2003? Now she's like, oh, no, girl, that wasn't me. That was my homegirl. Lying.
Oh, no.
Lying. And how? Because she's still friends with Snoop and Warren G and all them. They was at the Diddy parties, alleged. They was at the parties, okay. And so my friend is affiliated with Snoop and all them, and so that they don't want to be telling all that. But I ain't heard from Snoop and Warren in minutes except on Instagram, so I can tell it. But what she told me, what she saw at the party, y'all, which probably ain't no big deal now, but back in 2003, this was a big deal. She told me, first of all, of course, they got these women walking around with they're beautiful, exotic. This is his preference. She told me this 22 years ago. He likes Asian-looking women and Puerto Rican-ish looking women, exoticals, right? And they be walking around topless, serving drinks, but they have penises.
Oh, friends.
They have penises. So they would be walking around with heels, beautiful. You'd be like, oh, she good. Then you look down, schlong, long schlong.
Wow.
And they would be walking around serving drinks. I never forgot that.
Wait, not a big dick bitch, not titties at the top and dick at the bottom.
Hey.
Wow. Damn, T.S. Madison, was you there?
Hey, I work with Mace. I did work with Mace and Diddy, by the way. I'm in that Hold Me Down video at the 5-minute, 2-second mark. Thank you, doing the Bankhead bounce. So I worked with Puffy for 3 days. I met Biggie. I met Eddie Griffin, and I thought that song was garbage at the time, by the way. I was like, Puff, why try? I'm a thug. I'm a die. What? But anyways, so I've been around in the mix for a long minute. That's what we're going to talk about, Storm, on your show, my little stories. But yeah, I'm not going to keep rambling, whatever. But yeah, no pet, naked, straight up, serving drinks. And everybody, I mean, my homegirl, we coming from the West Coast, so we was bugging like, what? Yeah, gorgeous. If you ever seen Hangover 2, if you ever see Snoop and what up, yeah, they really into that, and they go to other countries to do that too. They go to other countries because people are really, I don't know what you call it, desperate, fluid. I don't know, but people be going to like Bangladesh, go to Thailand. They go to these places because they can do what they want to do. They can be with children who's 10, 12, 14 years old. Mm-hmm. They can be with the chicks with DIX. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They love it. Okay. I'll tell you one more T. I'm not going to say his name, But one of my good friends who's in a popular rap group, West Coast, he got turned out. He was literally into women. Like when we were hanging out back in the 90s, he was into women, and then he would always invite me to these S&M parties, and I never went because I'm just not freaky like that. Okay. But he would go. And eventually in the early 2000s, I don't even know if I should mention the record label because it's a major label, y'all. They would have these parties where most of the folks in there was chicks with dicks. Most of them. And he started getting into that. Like he wasn't into that, y'all. He was a regular dude. He got a wife, kids, all that. But he would go to the parties and, you know, he kind of got into one with one of the trans friends and he got into it. Like he got turned out. He told me he got turned out. Okay. Because
so the trans bent him over?
The trans let him sniff her balls and he started loving that. He was loving smelling this woman's balls and sucking on her titties. And he got into that. And then he got completely turned out and he fell in love with this trans person. And he told me all that the person ended up dying. And then from then on, he just really got into sniffing men's balls. And he will never admit that he's gay. He will be like, I am not gay. I just like sniffing men's balls. And he would send me pictures, Storm. Here's some more tea. This same friend ended up getting paid to have relations with celebrity famous people. And this is the wildest one he told me. This does deal with Tori Spelling and her husband. He got paid to have them interact with a horse. Hello?
What?
Yes, like
I'm gonna put up a picture of them. Tori Spelling and I think her name Dean.
And he would send me pictures of all kinds of stuff. I'd be like, stop sending me this shit. I don't like porn. You know what I'm saying? But he knew I didn't, so he would get a kick out of shocking me. And Tori Spelling, her boo, they into horses. Yes.
Hold up. We got that Wonder Bread. That Wonder Bread news. We got
Wonder Bread. Hey. Yes. And it's not funny, but it was shocking, of course. But yes, they are into animalisms. Yes.
Oh my God.
And at the time I was like, huh? What do you mean? Like, how are you? What is it? How? But Tori apparently like horse peeing. Allegedly. Thank you. Allegedly. Alleged.
She could have just called Damian Daysky. She could have just called John Sachs. She could have just called Mark Anthony. Why she had to go get actual?
They like having horse schlong in their vaginas, and then Dean liked to suck on the horse peen, and then the homie would make all this stuff pop off allegedly. But it ain't alleged because the homie told me all about it and said goddamn pictures. And I wish I would have kept those pictures.
I wish you would have too, because they would be on StormRoTV.com.
God, yo. Yeah, because I never knew that about the horses, people having sex with horses. Nah, I didn't know. Virginia, yes. Yeah, I didn't know. Okay. And then he told me, and he got paid big bucks to do it, to hook it up. Yep. Dean to get it power. He's a power bottom. Yes, he is.
What?
Yes, allegedly. Yes, they graping horses, children. Yes. I'm annoying now. Why am I annoying, Flora?
Allegedly.
Alleged. But that's I'm not making this up either. Okay. I can't tell you this person's name though, because I just can't. But he is one of the people I interviewed on my podcast. Yep. Yeah. Oh, I interviewed people who were famous in the 90s, by the way, Stormy. So I'm still friends with him. I am.
I need you to make that connection. We can bring him on StormRoTV.com.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll ever publicly tell them stories. I'm gonna call him tonight. I'm gonna be like, I told about Tori Spelling. I'm gonna tell him.
He can give me some anonymous tea, and now because let me tell you something. But you know what? Don't nothing surprise me.
Yeah, no, not no Clyde. This is the regular horse, just regular whatever's in her stat. They own horses, so they have horses. Yeah, the Tamiko show. That's me. Yeah,
the Tamiko show.
Thank you, Storm. By the way, but yeah, man, I got bunches of little stories like that though. But some of them you've already told on your show already, so I ain't telling you nothing new. Yeah, but that Tori Spelling one, that already tripped me out, allegedly. They do need to take her horses. This was a few years back, y'all. This was probably like maybe 10 years. 10 years at least, probably like 10 years ago.
They said, how did Mace treat you on a music video set?
You know what? He was a nobody to me at the time, so he was just whatever. He was just like regular. Why are you matching? Why are you dressing like? I was not understanding Storm at the time. I was like, why are they dressed like twins? I thought the song was garbage. I thought he was cheap. He only paid us $50 a day. We worked for 3 days. They built the whole set. Yeah, hold me down. And Biggie's leg was broke. And I was like, why is he on set? Why is he here? Like, I'm not lying. Why? Go to the 5-minute and 2-second mark of nobody gonna hold me down. And that's me with the bankhead bounce. I'm wearing a bob. I'm wearing a black and white baby doll dress. It's me. Okay. I ain't gotta lie about being an extra. Being an extra was not a big deal in LA. Okay. Everybody was an extra. And that's how I got through college. I ain't lying. Why would I lie about being an extra?
Ooh,
no.
Well, I tell you what, Tamiko.
Yeah.
We gonna leave that there.
Okay.
Because we gonna say the rest for your interview on StormMonroeTV.com.
I will, and I've been meaning to anyway. StormMonroeTV.com. No, at Gmail. StormMonroeTV@gmail, right?
Oh, you talking about my email address? No, you can actually just send me an email to business.
Oh, your business one, okay.
Yeah, business@StormMonroeTV.com. Just send it.
Business@StormMonroe. Wow, go ahead. Go ahead. TV.com, and then we'll talk, and I'll tell you a bunch of stories, and then you tell me like when you want to do like a cohesive tea spilling moment. Okay, we'll have a good fun little time.
Take it easy. You have a good one. All right.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you, Storm. I love you. Peace.
Love you too. Bye now. Ooh, that was some beer spill. Everybody else, your devices didn't connect. I gotta hop off of here because we gotta come back and talk about DDG and Hallie. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. Also, make sure you got your subscription to StormMonroeTV.com, and I will catch you guys later.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.